Hello everybody and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be showing you some more of the new Unity physics properties. Specifically, I'm going to be going over the material properties. So I'll be going over friction, restitution, as well as collision filters. And this is going to set us up nicely for the next video in this series, which is where we're actually going to be talking about triggers and collisions. So some really fun stuff to look forward to. Anyways, if you are interested in Unity DOTS, the data-oriented technology stack, or ECS, the entity component system, and I highly encourage you to join our Discord community that we have going. It's a real good place to go to ask questions, share knowledge, and just kind of hang out with some other like-minded game developers. So definitely go check that out if you're interested. Before I get into the video, I'd just like to say if you found it helpful, I'd really appreciate if you hit that like button. Also feel free to subscribe to the channel for lots more videos on new features coming to the Unity game engine. Of course, if you have any questions for me or suggestions for future videos, you can leave those down in the comment section below. But anyways, let's jump right on into the video. All right, so real quickly, we'll just kind of blow through the material properties because they are pretty straightforward. So basically we have kind of this scene here where we have these 5 cubes, which are going to slide down this ramp and then are going to slide across the bottom. So you'll see kind of going from left to right, we have a friction of 0.1 going all the way up to a friction of 1.0. So when we hit play, here's basically what happens. You'll see the ones that have the lower friction, they were able to just kind of easily slide down and then kind of slide across the bottom here. However, the ones with the higher friction values, they were actually kind of getting caught because they were being affected by friction on that ramp. So they're actually causing them to roll down. So again, when you hit play, you'll see that these couple ones are rolling. The one in the middle, that one is set to a friction value of 0.6. So that one only rolls a couple times, whereas the one which is set to a friction of 1.0, you'll see that that one's rolling much more because of the higher friction value. So now the friction values are actually set on the physics shape component. So you'll see we have friction right here for this one is set to 0.1. And then you'll see we have this other property here, which is set to geometric mean. This can also be set to minimum, maximum, or arithmetic mean. Basically, what this means is it's going to calculate the final friction value based off of, whatever it's in contact with. So right now it's set to geometric mean. So it's going to take the geometric mean of the object, which is 0.1, as well as, basically whatever it's colliding with. So if we go to the floor, you'll see that the friction value for the floor is set to 0.5. And again, this is set to the geometric mean. So this basically means the final friction value that's going to be applied to the cube is going to be the geometric mean between 0.1 and 0.5. And then I'll just play this one last time for you here. So you can see basically that is what happens when you mess with the friction value. All right, so the next one we're going to play with is restitution. And restitution is essentially the bounciness. So I'll hit play and you'll see basically kind of what's happening here. All right, so just kind of going from left to right. So we'll start with the cube and sphere pair over here. You see that we have the restitution values set to 0. Again, these are being set on the physics shape. So we have the restitution value set to 0. And then you'll see that this time we actually have it set to maximum. So basically what that's going to mean is it's going to take the restitution value from the object and compare it to the restitution value of the ground or whatever else is colliding with, and it's going to return the maximum value. So in this case, the restitution is 0 for the ground because we don't want the ground to necessarily be bouncy or anything like that. So basically what's going to happen is the maximum of 0 and 0 is going to be 0. So basically this means that the cube and sphere aren't going to bounce at all. If we kind of go through these other ones, we see that the restitution is set to maximum. So it's basically going to return whatever we have for the restitution value of the object for each of these. The higher the restitution level, basically the more bounciness we get. So if we have a restitution of 0, that's going to bounce pretty much to the same height every single time. It is going to slowly kind of lose energy and go less and less. However, if we have anything above a restitution value of 1, then each time it hits the floor, it's actually going to go higher and higher every single time. So if we hit play, you'll see that the ones over to the left, these just kind of drop like a rock. You see that this one's bouncing pretty much the same height every time. And then the one all the way on the end, this one's just kind of going higher and higher each time. You'll see that each time it hits the ground, now it goes a little bit higher and then a little bit higher. All right, and then the final material properties that I'm going to be going over are going to be the collision filters. So essentially with collision filters is we can control what things collide with what things. So I'll show you if we hit play here. You'll see that basically this is what happens. This blue sphere, it only can collide with other things tagged with the blue filter. And the same thing with green and red and this orange one down here. Basically what happened is this green sphere basically just fell through the blue cube because it can't collide with blue cubes. And then it landed on the green cube because it can collide with green cubes. And then the red one fell through the blue and green and then hit the red. So again, let me play that for you one more time. And you'll see how everything kind of falls through things that they're not supposed to collide with, and then eventually lands on the things that they are allowed to collide with. So if we go to the sphere layer here and we were to say select this middle sphere, this is going to be the green one. You'll see that under the physics shape, we have the collision filter, and we can select which group or groups it belongs to. So you'll see that we currently have it set to dynamic environmental, as well as this green layer. And if we want, you can click the edit physics category names, and this is where we actually can control what our different custom layers are. So I could put, if I wanted to make a new layer called turbo, I could put that in there. And then I can go back to my sphere and say belongs with, I could say this belongs with the turbo layer. And so you'll now see that that is available on there. The other thing that we have is what layers it collides with. So this thing will collide with static environmental, dynamic environmental, as well as green layers. Now to kind of demonstrate this, if we said it can collide with the blue layer, now when we hit play, you'll see that the green one lands on top of the blue because we've tagged it for being able to collide with the blue layer. And of course we can just uncheck it to take it off. And then so we have a pretty similar setup with cubes in the blue layer here. So if we say select one of these, you'll see that we just have it belonging to the blue layer here. And even though we have it set to collide with things on the green and blue layer, if we hit play, you'll see that it just falls right through. And that's because when we have this green sphere here, it's only tagged to collide with the green layer. So it basically needs to be set on both ends. You need to have the belongs to and collides with set properly for each of your objects so all the collisions happen properly. So anyways, that is going to wrap up this video where I kind of went over some of the material properties on the physics objects. Of course, this is part of this series on these DOTS sample projects provided to us by Unity, where I just kind of go over some of the basics of DOS to kind of get us all up to speed. Again, be sure to use the link in the description to join the Discord community where you can talk about some of the things that you found in this video. Maybe if you're still kind of confused on things, that'd be a good place to go ask questions and get help, and maybe share some knowledge if you have any additional knowledge to add to the conversation. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, I really appreciate it if you hit that like button. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel for lots of more videos on new features coming to the Unity game engine. Of course, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, feel free to leave those down in the comments section below. Anyways, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.